Hello and welcome. I'm Ed O'Farrell, and this is a Real Assets Advisor Hot Minute. Today, we're going to spend a hot minute or so with Jamie Hopkins. Jamie is the Chief Wealth Officer at WSFS Bank, a member of the Real Assets Editorial Advisory Board, and founder and president of the FinServ Foundation. Welcome, Jamie.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Ed. Great to see you.
Jamie, you ready for a hot minute?
I'm so ready.
All right, here we go. Hometown where you currently reside,
Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland, and Villanova, Pennsylvania.
alma mater, and college major.
Davidson College, home of Steph Curry, and political science.
All right. First job as a kid,
I was a lifeguard.
first job as a professional.
Hey, I was a private equity analyst on the legal side for a firm called Enovans Capital.
Okay. What's the FinServ Foundation's purpose? How long has it been in existence? And what was the genesis behind the idea?
Finserv Foundation is a 501(c)(3) dedicated to helping young professionals entering financial services to be more successful, stay in this business, and really kind of accelerate their growth. That's the whole goal of this. It's an entirely volunteer organization, and it's designed around this notion. Back in 2018, we kept just seeing over and over again the bad news about advisor retention in this industry. The 5-year mark is about an 80% burnout where people leave this industry. And we really set out to change that. So we wrapped three things together: coaching, mentorship, and access, to try to change that dynamic and bridge this kind of first 2 years of somebody's entry point into this profession and keep more people in this business.
Okay. How do FinServ fellows benefit from being a part of the program?
So FinServ fellows apply and get accepted into the fellowship program. It is a 2-year program that provides 6 months of structured mentorship with an industry kind of specialist, CFP, CFA. Then the next part is we do 2 years of structured coaching all around practice management to teach people things they don't learn in school and typically don't learn in the first 2 years of their job. And then the third part is access. We take all FinServ fellows out at no cost to them, where we cover all of it, to an industry conference to get that broader community and experience. And so
Okay.
the whole goal of this, right, keep them in this profession, support them, mentor them, and coach them up to be better advisors and professionals.
Okay. How do FinServ volunteers stand to benefit from being a part of the program?
I think volunteers get just as much out of this. If you mentor somebody as a volunteer, you learn from that young professional. They give you a perspective about wealth, investing, and technology as a 19, 20, 21-year-old that you just can't have. And so to me, that's a huge thing. The second benefit people get out of this is this becomes a pipeline for talent. We have had a lot of our mentors actually hire their mentees and fellows out of the program. And that is in part by design. We want people to have the connections to this industry so they can find jobs and have mentors and people that really advocate for them.
Okay. Talent or useless talent you possess that most folks don't know you have.
Yeah, so I've been a musician my whole life, and as a chief wealth officer and father, my ability to play a bass guitar is pretty useless at this point. I'm also fairly ambidextrous, and I can kind of play a bass equally on both sides. Even when I played bass guitar, that aspect of it was pretty useless. It's incredibly useless today in my life.
All right. Person dead or alive, who isn't a family member, most like to have dinner with.
Yeah, so I have since you X'd out family members, I'm gonna go with my favorite singer of all time, Ronnie James Dio, the second singer of Black Sabbath, and also created the devil horns for rock and roll. So a very influential person in the music scene, and my favorite singer of all time.
All right. At what restaurant would you choose to have said dinner at? And what would you order?
I'm going to pick a restaurant that's not in existence anymore, since we're making this up. It's called Cerise. I actually did my wedding reception there, so I didn't tell you that before, but I love that. And it is a chef called Chef Ben. He competed on Beat Bobby Flay and all these things. He created the best kale salad I've ever had in my life. He did a great steak dish too. That's what he went on Beat Bobby Flay for. And I would go there. So that steak and kale salad was phenomenal. A little bit of that French tilt to both, but really amazing restaurant.
All right. Steak and kale salad. Sounds pretty good. You can connect with Jamie directly on LinkedIn. And for more information on the FinServ Foundation, you can visit finservfoundation.org. On behalf of the team here at Real Assets Advisor, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time.